Okay, I'm feeling better. Fang-Or. So Fang-Or came out a little while ago. You could say that I'm late to the party. That's fine. That's going to happen a lot here if you haven't noticed. This is not my job. This channel specifically is about my journey through fandom, and if I happen to be getting stuff in my fandom and my collecting that just happens to be very recent, that's really more of a coincidence than anything else, because my goals are not your goals. I'm just here to talk toys, hang out, and share fandom. And every now and then, especially when it comes to Masters of the Universe, I'm fairly current. This, I actually would have had this review out a little while ago, but I developed a pretty hardcore sinus sickness, sinus infection in general, and just could not get over it. For like a week and a half, I fought that thing. And it didn't help that, of course, I was going to work, working overtime, so I was doing like easily 65, like 66 hours a week, and it was a lot, okay? But all that's past now. All that's past, and it's time to finally check this guy out. Let's start with the box. Alright, let's get into this. There's the box cutter. I don't think we're going to need it for anything too extreme. I'm pretty sure this guy has one of those slip backs, but we'll know soon. The box right here is pretty awesome. These boxes that these guys are coming in with the artwork and everything is just... it's just fantastic. These in their own rights are just absolutely fantastic artwork as well. I really love the Masters of the Universe artwork and cannot get enough. They're just unbelievably good, and they really give you a feel for what was going on in the mindset when these characters were created in general. So, let's cut that, open him up, and take him out of here. Bam! There we go. There's Fang-Or. Super easy unboxing, because if I'm not mistaken, this guy is one of the guys I like the absolute. And by the way, I already noticed something that I really like about this. A lot of these comic books tend to get stuck in the actual glue, the seal around the blister. And that looks like it's not going to be a problem this time because they bagged the comic. So guaranteed the comic is in absolute fantastic shape. You got Fang-Or right here. You got retro artwork, Masters of the Universe. Flip it around, and this is the part that we're honestly looking to see. If we're talking about the packaging in general, this back art is always fantastic. We got Fang-Or jumping up right here, which is really cool. We got Hero. And then, this is cool, I don't actually know, I don't think there's been one released for Origins yet, a Hero. Maybe he's on the way. In fact, I should check that out. I wonder if I've seen him and I don't even realize it if I'm pushing it to the back of my mind or something like that. Lady Slither right here, this is something I absolutely want. And this is cool. I really wonder if they're going to make this thing right here, because this is really cool. I don't know what this is either. This is like a long dragon-esque serpent thing in the water. That's pretty cool, but I would be very surprised if they made that. But I wouldn't be too surprised if they made this. This wouldn't be too huge of a playset, like a little snake battle fortress, something of that nature. It looks simple enough that they could make it, and it could be a half-size playset compared to, say, Castle Grayskull, and it would be pretty cool. Just a little battle outpost. So, this is one of those guys, this is one of those guys where you can just slip the back off. Absolutely fantastic. It guarantees that this stays in prime condition. The comic came in a sleeve, which is pretty cool. I'll be able to actually read through that and check this out and get a smaller, little better understanding. My comic looks like it's a little damaged right here, though, if we're being honest. Not 100% happy with that, but like I said, I'm going to go ahead and relax about that. I could throw a fit, but a lot of these that I have unboxed, I noticed that when you have to cut them out or whatever, the comic gets stuck in the glue and then the comic gets damaged, so I'm not exactly used to this turning out perfect for the comic books regardless. And he looks like he's got a couple of tabs, so I'm going to cut those out, and then we're going to go over him. All right. Here we are. I got him out. Let's see if we can get him to stand. Like most Origins figures, stands pretty easily. First time, never had to mess with him or anything like that. He just stands. He's got all the good articulation that you would expect from an Origins figure. I'm not seeing any kind of problems here. Same kind of movement that I would expect from any Origins figure. I would definitely point it out if I saw that he didn't have movement like other Origins figures. Then I would say something. Otherwise, I don't really think it's that important to keep going over the fact that these guys all move and pretty much work the same way. I mean, that's the truth of it. They really do. So look, let's point out a couple of things here. For one, the belt is exactly what we wanted it to be. It's actually that gold color. That is fantastic. This is the actual gold trim, not yellow. Remember, I called that out a couple of times now. Gold. This is what he's supposed to be. This paint job is exactly what we saw on the picture, exactly what we actually got. That face, he is one of the sickest snake men I have seen so far. Even just like this, that head is crazy good. Like, holy crap, look at that. That is intimidating. I really like the thing right here. This is actually sculpted. It's not just like lines that are painted. This armor is really, really good. This guy is awesome. Let's see his fangs. Here he comes with his fangs. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, okay. It looks like you pull these teeth out, okay? And you put these teeth in, and then he has the big, long, crazy fangs. And that was really simple, actually, for what it was. It's very much just a slip-in type of thing. So you can use those teeth, the smaller teeth, or you could use the bigger teeth, and it'll work. That is really cool. Let's check out his sword. Here it is. This is the sword that it came with, and it is pretty decent, to be fair. I like that. It's just silver. There's nothing special in the paint application in general, but its design is really sharp. I know, I hated that joke as well. Oh, here's his wrench. For whatever reason. I guess he's a mechanic, which is kind of cool. Little engineer guy. He gets a wrench. It's cool to give him a little bit of backstory. Even if it just comes from a little item like that, even if I don't necessarily have the actual backstory, it's cool to think that a single item added in with him makes it look like he's an intimidating, awesome guy. But for all the danger that he is on the battlefield, all the scary and intimidation that he brings, he's the guy that fixes things. He's the mechanic or the engineer of the Snake Men or whatever group he happens to be involved with in terms of the Snake Men. And that's really cool in general. I kind of like that, almost like a Man-at-Arms feeling. Like this is the Man-at-Arms Snake Man guy type of thing. And that's really cool. This guy is awesome. Yeah, oh man. His head and everything moves real well. Like, just, he is absolutely sharp, man. He's going to look fantastic on the shelf. In fact, I don't have way too many right now. We're going to go this way with the sword. I think that's right. I don't have many Snake Men yet, in all honesty. I have... Wow, now that I'm thinking about it, now that I just said that out loud, I have Cobra Khan, Fang-Or. That's it. I am buying that battle chest, though, that's going to come with 3 Snake Men and the Snake Armor He-Man, because I want Snake Armor He-Man. I also want more Snake Men, to be fair, but I feel that the superior battle armor Snake Armor He-Man is in that pack in terms of paint jobs. So that's the one I want. that's the one I'm going to go ahead and buy. Really cool. This guy is really, really solid. He's going to be a cool addition to the shelf. The only downside or bad thing that I see to Fang-Or is if you think he's cool, if you are waiting for reviews to kind of check him out and get an idea and say, oh man, that is really cool, I'm going to go get one. You're now stuck to giveaways and secondary market. This guy did exactly what I thought he would do. I said that lately, a lot of them have not been selling out. When I talked about the fact that he was on his way, I said a lot of them are not selling out lately. I expect him to sell out. He sold out. He's not on the shop. As far as I'm aware, Mattel Creations, you cannot go get one. You can't just go grab one up and be like, man, he was really cool. I would have missed out on that if I hadn't seen you actually looking him over. But now that I've seen him, he's really cool. I'd like to go get him. I've had somebody do that on this channel already, where they checked out one of the figures, specifically it was Vicron, and they were like, holy crap, that figure is good, and they went and bought him, and then they sent me a message and they said, thanks, man. After seeing it up close and kind of hearing your thoughts on it and you going over him, he is really cool. I went out and got me one. He's fantastic. And I was like, that's awesome news. You can't do that here. Fang-Or is sold out. And Fang-Or, I don't know if he's one of those characters that will get a second print run. I don't see it. Because in all honesty, as far as I am aware, he's not an icon character. He's just not. Which means that the people that got him are probably the people that got him. He's not Grizzlor, where he's been released like technically 3 times. He was released once in a different color scheme, and then he was released again on a pre-order thing where you could put in and pre-order him, and then he was released again on a made-to-order. He came out 3 different times. If you didn't get a Grizzlor, I don't know, maybe you didn't really want one. Or maybe you just had no idea that he was a thing, because if you wanted him, you had ample chances to obtain one. This guy, not the same thing. This guy ran this time, and I don't think he's going to run again. He's going to be an absolute fantastic addition to the shelf, and he's an absolutely awesome looking, angry snake character. And I think that's about it. I don't have much else to say on the subject, in all honesty, other than, I guess, of the Snake Men, he's my favorite Snake Man so far. I don't know about favorite bad guys so far in terms of origins, like what I feel are the most menacing, cool bad guys. Maybe that's a video in the future. I don't know. We'll let this grow a little bit more before I do something like that, because there's basically a huge influx of origins that I still want to get. Like, I want a leash. My stuff is just where it is, though. I can only buy what I can buy at the time that I can buy it, and I only have so much money, just like you, I'm sure, in order to spend on what we want to spend on what time. And I'm into a lot of things. And so I'm starting to do this thing where I'm starting to set goals, and those videos are going to be coming out where I say, hey, these are my current collection goals. One of them is currently set in stone now. I have a Ghostbusters collection goal, and I'm going through with it. I'm going to get that and consider myself out of Ghostbuster collecting. I have what I want for the shelf. It's set. Then I'll move on to another property and start really kind of finding out what I want to finish things, or what is the continuing idea from this point, things like that. Anyways, guys, Fang-Or added to the shelf, really cool. I'm going to get out of here.
I have spoken. Take what you will from it.